What's up, people? Happy Friday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Um, it's a lot that I'm going to talk about in this video today. A lot. First and foremost, I wanted to slap the shit. I literally wanted to slap the shit out of everybody in this episode. The stupidity out of everybody. Almost everybody. But before I get into that, this is probably going to be a lengthy video. I'm trying to cut it down, but there's some things I want to talk about. Behind the scenes of this show, what's been going on this show in recent weeks that I've seen. First of all, behind the scenes, I'm going to talk about what's going on behind the scenes. Michael Easton, of course, as we all know, is out. My thoughts about Michael Easton leaving the show, it seems like it was his decision to leave. And quite frankly, I don't blame him. Because the writers, I feel, had no direction for that character of Silas. They did not know what they wanted to do with him. I feel like they don't know what they want to do with the Morgan character. It's a lot of characters up here. They just seem they don't know what they want to do with. Silas being the main one. He barely was on. When he was on, there was no real storyline for him. So I can understand why he wanted to exit. And mind you, a few weeks ago, or a couple of months ago, he signed a 3-year deal with General Hospital. But he had an out clause in his contract. So I guess he decided to utilize that clause. And I just want to say more power to him. Good luck on his future endeavors. He's an author. He writes books. He produces. He does some production. He produces. He's a writer. So he has a lot of things going for him outside of, General Hospital. And there's rumors that he might go back to Days of Our Lives. So, good luck to him. I don't blame him for leaving. The legendary Anthony Gary, aka Luke Spencer, recently did another interview where he stated that the door is open for Luke to come back in the future. A lot of people were very upset when Luke said he would come back. They were very upset. But my thing about it is that was always the plan for Tony Gary. He always said that he would come back to the show, not for full time, no, not on contract, no. He said he would come back, as a guest appearance, for a few episodes here and there, just to drop in on Lulu and drop in on Port Charles, not to come back as a full-time guy or even as a recurring character. He's just saying he would come back for a couple episodes if the storyline was plausible. If the storyline was good and he liked it, he would come back for 6 weeks, maybe a little more. And that's all he said. He never said he was coming back permanently. He wasn't flip-flopping. He wasn't changing his mind about coming back full-time. That's not what he was saying. A lot of people do that. They leave the show that they've been on for 40 years and they come back eventually to do a little guest stint here and here. Why would people expect Luke to leave General Hospital forever when he has a family still on the show? He still has his daughter. He still has all his grandkids are on the show still. So there's possibilities, Tracy is still on the show. So there's a possibility for Luke to drop in every now and then. I'm okay with that. I agree. I think we do need a break from the Luke character. But if he decides to come back and the storyline is good, I'm with it. I don't get why everybody has such hatred towards it. You know what I mean? So anyway, good luck to Tony Gary. I heard that he might go back to doing stage, performances, like Broadway or something. So good luck to him. In other news, Lexi Ainsworth, who played Christina Corinthos from 2009 to 2011, is returning to General Hospital. She begins filming, I believe, the end of August, so we should be seeing her by September. I think she's coming back for Sonny and Carly's wedding. Hopefully, if she's coming back full time, they have something for Christina to do this time, because I didn't like the storylines that they had for her previously. And I didn't like the actress they had playing her previously. But Lexi, I'm happy that she's coming back. Long as they have something for her to do. I hate when they write characters and don't have anything for them to do. It's like, come on now. So I'm happy Christine is coming back because there's been no mention of her since she left the show, and that was like what, 2 years ago. So there's really been no mention of her since she left. It's like she's the forgotten child. So anyway, saving the best for last. RC, the head writer of General Hospital, has been terminated. Thank God Almighty, he's been fired. The former head writers for The Young and the Restless will be two women, Jean Altman, and I forgot the other one's name. They were head writers for The Young and the Restless, and they will be the new head writers, co-head writers for General Hospital. I'm happy to see what they're going to do. I really am. I watched a lot of their storylines on The Young and the Restless. Some of them I wasn't too keen on, but a lot of them I was pretty excited about. So I'm pretty I'm happy, and I'm pretty anxious to see what they're going to do with General Hospital. I really am. Hopefully they do better than Ron. You know. So anyway, there's rumors that Ron may go to Days of Our Lives. Good luck to Days if they get him. So anyway, now on to this episode of GH. I just want to talk about Elizabeth first. Elizabeth, as usual, pissed me off. When Laura was telling her how Monica would feel and how a mother feels about the loss of their child and to know that their child is alive again, and how Elizabeth felt Jake was alive when she found out that Jake was alive after being dead for 4 years, Elizabeth gonna sit there and say it's the same feeling, it's not the same pain. Yes, the fuck it is. The first thing out of my mouth was like, yes, the fuck it is. It is the same. It's exactly the same. This is what I hate about Ron's writing. He draws out storylines so long that he did the same thing with the Luke storyline. He drew that storyline out so long, everybody on the show pretty much got involved with that storyline because he kept adding more and more people to the storyline. And he's doing the same thing with the Jason reveal. He's adding more and more people to this storyline, making it more cartoonish, more ridiculous. All these people know Jake is really Jake, yet nobody's saying a goddamn word, when most of these people have no reason to keep silent. And they're coming up with bogus excuses for Laura and all these other people to keep quiet about it. Dumbass reasons. So I'm glad Hayden is starting to wake up. I really am. Like, I'm happy about it. Because, Rebecca Budig is now on contract now. So she's coming back full time. So I'm happy about that. But I think it's ridiculous. Like, Elizabeth's whole reason for keeping Jake secret is selfish. There is no real justification for it. It's just her selfish greed. It's Nicholas's selfish greed. Nicholas is keeping quiet about it because he knew he wouldn't have been able to take over ELQ with Jason being around. He knew that. And he knows he's not going to be able to keep ELQ with Jason around. He knows that. So he's going to keep it quiet forever because that's how long he wants to keep ELQ. But of course, Michael is not going to let that happen. And that's basically what Michael was telling Nicholas earlier. He's going to get ELQ back. And I'm pretty sure the Quartermaines will get it back. I'm confused about something. I thought when Edward died, Edward owned 99% of the shares, which is pretty much almost 100% of the company. Michael said that there are other stockholders in the company and the stock took a nosedive. So if the Quartermaines owned, well, they used to own 99% of that company when Edward died, how is there other shareholders? I'm confused on that. I'm pretty business savvy, but I've never heard of that. And I'm pretty sure ELQ is not a public company. I know Lucy has 1% of the non-voting stock. I don't remember if Carly and Sonny still have their shares. I remember Jason sold Sonny 30% of the company. Maybe not 30%, but I remember he sold Sonny his share of ELQ back in the day. And I remember Alcazar signed over 30% of the company to Carly. So I don't know what happened to their shares. Um, uh, so yeah, I just want to slap shit out of Elizabeth. I feel like Laura should have told Jake the truth that he really is Jason in this bogus storyline, so we can all move on. Because it's like, why keep dragging out that he's really Jason Morgan? Like, is it really all that serious? Like, move the fuck on. Let's get into some fresh shit. Um, so Franco informed Nina that Silas took Avery and basically tried to frame Nina, even though he didn't on purpose try to frame her. So she's pissed and she's running off to go find Silas. Morgan, as usual, monkey see, monkey do, or as in this case, dummy sees, dummy do. Morgan decides to take it upon himself to go after Silas. We all see where this is coming. Well, where this is going. So Denise slash Ava, and I'm so sick of this storyline, she tries to calm Morgan down. And of course, Morgan lies and he goes to see Silas anyway. So Ava goes to see Silas, and before you know it, Morgan goes to the bar. He's all jittery. Michael trying to see what's going on with him. Ava comes back to the penthouse. She's shaking and jittery, so she pours herself a drink. Franco goes to Silas's apartment. He opens the door, and long and behold, what does he see? He sees Nina hovering over Silas on the ground. He's bleeding, and she has a bloody knife in her hand. My guess is it's a red herring. I don't really believe that it's going to be this open and shut. I don't think Nina was the one that stabbed him. I think, of course, they're doing the obvious thing and they're making it seem like Nina did stab him. In reality, she didn't. My guess is Nina probably walked in, saw him on the ground, saw the knife, so instinctively and foolishly, she picked up the knife. But I don't think they're going to make this murder mystery that easy to solve. They never do, especially with RC. But with the new writers coming in, they might change this storyline, so who knows. I want to hear from you guys, though, in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the new writers coming in. I heard that the new writers are very great at doing romance storylines. I did hear that. So, how do you... I think there's going to be a major shakeup at General Hospital, and I think it might be for the best. Who knows? It might be for the worst. Who knows? But this is the soap business. They change writers all the time, so that's just the way the business is. But I would like to know your thoughts on that. I like the Jake and Sam scenes. They were talking about how Elizabeth is going to allow Danny to see Jake and be with, let them grow up as brothers. I'm just ready for this whole storyline to be over so we can move on from this nostalgia or whatever. I'm sick of this bullshit. Because that's pretty much what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, it's BS, and it's time for it to end now. So anyway, I hope all of you have a great weekend. I will see all of you Monday. Have a great weekend.